What's up, sports fans? Justin, Bridgewater's finest on YouTube, Blockbuster_guy on Twitter, bringing you week 2 of my weekly NFL pick show for the 2012-2013 NFL season. So first, just a couple of quick impressions from week 1 in the NFL. It's over. The games were fantastic, and there's a lot of storylines that came out of the first week, but I wanted to hit you with a couple that I found particularly impressive. Week 1, there were a number of close games that maybe by all rights probably shouldn't have been close games. Philadelphia and Cleveland being decided by 1 point. Detroit and St. Louis being decided by 4 points, less than a touchdown in that one. Washington and New Orleans was so close that Washington ended up winning the game. There were a lot of games that I think most people would have thought would either be blowouts or wouldn't be as competitive as they were, that ended up being very close, very exciting, coming down to the last couple of plays in the game, and that is what NFL football is all about. The Dallas Cowboys opening up the 2012-2013 NFL season with a very impressive win on Thursday night over division rivals and Super Bowl champion New York Giants. They won that game 24-17. I thought it was a whole team effort. Tony Romo looked great. The receiving core looked great. Especially, Kevin Ogletree. Who saw that coming? But based on the numbers that Laurent Robinson put up as the wide receiver 3 in this offense last season with 11 touchdowns, Kevin Ogletree might be a guy that you want to target, especially if you play in a deep fantasy league and Kevin Ogletree is still not taken by somebody. Snatch him up right away, because if Tony Romo plays like this all season, Ogletree is in for a hell of a year. And it was the story of the old school versus the new school quarterbacks. Robert Griffin III with probably the second greatest rookie debut ever behind Cam Newton, and Peyton Manning answered all of his critics, answered all the questions about his neck, about his throwing velocity. He did. He answered all those questions. Now, he didn't throw 40 times or anything. I think he threw 26 or 27 pass attempts, but he was very efficient with what he threw. Peyton looked awesome, and I can't wait to see what is in store for, again, Robert Griffin III as well as Peyton Manning. Robert Griffin outshone all 5 of the rookie quarterbacks who were starting NFL games this week, including the guy that got taken ahead of him. So it'll be very interesting to see what the rest of the season holds for Robert Griffin. Looked damn good in his first game. So let's get down to how my picks did from week 1. First of all, we're going to look at my 4 solid ones: my platinum, my gold, my silver, and my bronze. My platinum pick of Philadelphia defeating Cleveland worked out. Philadelphia wins that game 17-16. My gold pick of New Orleans defeating Washington, that one fell on its face because of Robert Griffin III, and Washington ends up winning that game 40-32, so nuts to my gold pick. Silver pick, Atlanta defeating Kansas City. They went out. Atlanta put on a dominant offensive clinic against Kansas City, who, again, Kansas City was missing a number of their defensive starters, so it's kind of understandable. 40-24, Falcons roll. Give me my silver pick. My bronze pick of Detroit beating St. Louis. Again, another one of those games probably closer than a lot of people thought it was going to be. Matthew Stafford overcomes 3 interceptions to lead his team to win that game 27-23 on the final drive. So, as far as my platinum, gold, silver, and bronze picks, I was 3-1 in week 1. Got my platinum, my silver, and my bronze. Missed out on my gold. Overall, in week 1, my picks went 10-6. I had 10 correct, I had 6 wrong, and I'm going to have them listed on the screen for you there. Taking a look at my public and my private pick'em leagues on Yahoo. Obviously, my public pick'em doesn't do confidence points, so 10 right, 6 wrong has me in the 56th percentile on Yahoo, right in that meaty part of the curve. We'll put it that way to make it sound better. On the private pick'em, Bridgewater's finest pick'em, I currently sit ranked 3rd out of 6. Considering the confidence points, I scored 96 of a possible 136 confidence points, so around 71%. Shout out to our Week 1 winner and league leader, Tom Mullins. Tom Mullins went 12-4 in Week 1, scoring 112 of 136 possible points. 82% of his points. Congratulations, Tom. You're our Week 1 winner and overall leader. Now, finally, time to go into my picks for week number 2. We're going to start with my bronze pick. We have the Atlanta Falcons playing at home against the Denver Broncos. Denver looked fantastic against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was missing 1 or 2 defensive starters, but still, Denver played very well, very efficient on offense. Peyton Manning answering all those questions about his neck and about his ability to throw. Had a great game. Willis McGahee had a very good game. Noshawn Moreno had a good game. So they have an offense there in Denver that's clicking, but just, I loved what I saw out of the Falcons in the first week. I got to take the Falcons, especially considering that they're playing at home. I will take the Falcons to beat the Broncos for my bronze pick. My silver pick has the New York Giants playing at home against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay pulled off a strong victory against Carolina in Week 1, 16-10. I didn't get a chance to see that game because I don't have, NFL Sunday Ticket or anything like that. That wasn't a high priority game for them to be playing. I did get to see the Giants-Cowboys game, obviously, where it was the first game of the year. Giants lost that game 24-17, but at the same time didn't look terrible. They made some mental mistakes, but they were only, a 9-7 team last year, but went on to win the Super Bowl. So, this team is going to gel. This team has all the right pieces into it. They have a very solid running back combination with Bradshaw and the rookie there, David Wilson? I want to say David Wilson. I might be wrong. I know it's a Wilson. It was either David or something. Yeah, David Wilson. So they have a solid running back core. They got 2 of the best wide receivers in the game in Hakeem Nicks and Victor Cruz. They have a very solid defense, including that front 4, who's basically... their whole front 7 are basically sack machines, so they can get to the quarterback. That's great. I think they will get to the quarterback in this game against Tampa Bay. I will take the Giants to win at home as my silver pick. My gold pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars playing at home against the Houston Texans. Jacksonville actually played a very close and competitive game with Minnesota, which they ended up losing that game in overtime. I believe it was 26-23, I think, if I'm right there. You can correct me if I'm wrong, or 27-24, something like that. The Jacksonville played a very competitive game. Maurice Jones-Drew, of course, ending his holdout, so he's a definite weapon there. Blaine Gabbert looked better than I've ever seen Blaine Gabbert look. Seemed to be developing quite a chemistry with his tight end there, Mercedes Lewis. Houston, of course, also played a very good game. I believe Houston put up 40 points. Am I right in saying that? Right? Wrong, maybe? Or no, 30 points. They won their game 30-10. I liked what I saw in Houston, and I like Houston to go into Jacksonville, into their house, and come away with the win. I will take Houston on the road as my gold pick. And moving to my platinum pick, the New England Patriots playing at home against the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona ended up winning their game against Seattle 20-16, basically because of a dropped pass on the last play of on Seattle's last offensive play. Really, they should have had that touchdown. Seattle should have been the one in the driver's seat to potentially win that game. Just a mental error there. But Arizona did come away with the 20-16 victory. But look at the way New Orleans played against Tennessee. Or not New Orleans, New England. The way New England played against Tennessee. And New England's defense is looking as good as it's ever looked before. Their defensive line just had their way with Tennessee's O-line, stuffed the run all day. I expect the same thing to happen against Arizona. They're going to get to, I think it's going to be, is it going to be Kevin Cobb? We still, I don't know. I didn't see an injury report on John Skelton. So whether it's Skelton or Cobb, whoever it is going to hit the dirt, and it's going to be under pressure all day long. New England all day at home as my platinum pick. So that's my platinum, gold, silver, and bronze picks for week number 2. Here come the rest of my week 2 picks in the NFL. Check them out. That's the show for you, folks. Comments, hate, and love in the comments section below. Everything for week 2. Again, we'll be coming back for week 3, give you an update on the pick'em pools, let you know how I did, get you my platinum, gold, silver, and bronze picks for week 3. Thank you so much for watching. I know there's a lot of competition out there on YouTube. A lot of people doing these pick shows. Most people doing these pick shows with the spread, and I've been getting a lot of comments in the comments section on the first video about me being an idiot and being a quote-unquote pussy for not picking with the spread or against the spread or whatever. Not my cup of tea, not what I do here, not a gambling show. It's a pick show, so there you go. Again, comments, suggestions, everything like that in the comments section. Justin, Bridgewater's Finest on YouTube, Blockbuster_guy on Twitter. Thank you once again for tuning in. And as I said before, God bless it, football's back.